Now that the newly elected office holders have been sworn in and taken over the administration of governance from the national and state levels, it is time to settle down for good governance aimed at achieving sustainable development in the society. It is striking to note that the bane of development today is the inability of those in leadership positions to carry out developmental and people-oriented programs and policies that will add value to the lives of the people and enhance the development of society. As the country is into a new administration from the federal to state level, the president, governors, and legislators are all ready for a new dispensation. It is expected that they would bring the desired democratic dividends to the people through good governance. What are the parameters for good governance, and what should be the responsibility of the masses in setting agenda for the government? This will be the focus of our discussion on the program Panorama, coming to you live on NTA Makurdi Network Center. I am Susan Omale. But before then, let's take the news of the day. The Benue State Police Command says it has commenced full investigation to arrest those behind the killings of 13 persons at Shikan community in Katsinala local government area of the state. Tena Uma reports.
Early hours on Saturday morning, unknown gunmen had attacked Shikan community in Katsina local government area, shooting sporadically in the air and killed 13 persons. Thereafter, the attackers looted away property and burnt down so many houses. Police Public Relations Officer, Benue State Command, SP Sewesi Anene, who confirmed the killings in a telephone conversation, said normalcy has returned back to the community as security personnel have been deployed to the area. She further disclosed that full-scale investigation has commenced to unravel those behind the killings. Chairman of Katsinala local government area, Alfred Atera, who described the killings as barbaric, attributed it to the handwork of armed bandits.
I went to the new CP, I briefed him, I told him this is what is going on. And I also met the commander, White Stroke. My own is to service them. Anytime they want to go to bush, yesterday I bought for 82,000 naira for them to go to bush. This morning, I bought for 40,000 naira. I don't have them back in the area where they want to go for operation and they don't have the needed fuel or vehicle. The dead governor gave me 3 vehicles for security. They are there. We are servicing them. Anytime they want to go to operation, I make sure that they provide what they need.
He sued for collaboration by all stakeholders in the community to stop killings in the area. As at the time of filing this report, those who were injured in the attacks are currently receiving treatment in an undisclosed hospital. Tina Uma, NT News.
We sincerely apologize, we will not be able to continue with our studio in Makurdi. I'm Elizabeth Omori here in Abuja. Now, the new Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, says he's committed to ensuring that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu delivers good governance to Nigerians. He stated this while receiving well wishes at his residence in Abuja. Mitari Ikme reports on this and the profile of the new SGF.
Following his appointment as Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume's Abuja residence continues to attract politicians and other eminent Nigerians.
Almighty God, we commit him unto your hands.
The SGF is receptive to the prayers and best wishes of Nigerians, and he says the Tinubu administration will not disappoint.
Nigerians should expect a lot more.
Amen.
In line with the promises and mandate of our own leader and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Born on the 27th of December 1953 in Wanune, Tarka local government area of Benue State, George Akume obtained a bachelor's degree in sociology and a master's degree in industrial and labor relations, both from the University of Ibadan. He cut his teeth early in politics as Secretary, Boko Local Government Area from 1988 to 1989 and later served as sole administrator of Ida and Boko Local Government Areas. He served 2 terms as Governor of Benue State from 1999 to 2007 and also served 3 consecutive terms as Senator representing Benue North Senatorial District from 2007 to 2019. George Akume was appointed Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs by former President Muhammadu Buhari on 21st August 2019, a position he held till May 29, 2023. With his latest appointment, he becomes the 20th Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
We wish to thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for taking this decision. It's a case of a square peg in a square hole.
This appears to be the beginning of democracy in the country because the president is a senator, a former governor of a state, the vice president was a governor, a serving senator of the Federal Republic, and the president has talent hunted and found George Akume.
Analysts believe George Akume's vast knowledge of politics and intergovernmental affairs will be brought to bear in coordinating the engine room of government.
He's not only well grounded, but somebody that understands the nuances of governance at the different levels.
You must have that art, that ability, that craftsmanship to settle crisis. No wonder he has this appointment as Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
The new SGF is expected to guide the Tinubu administration in the task of mending fences and effectively managing the nation's diversity. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Senate President Hamid Lawan has praised former President Muhammadu Buhari for paving the way for positive legislative reforms and other infrastructures during his tenure. He was speaking when he led elders of Yobe State on a courtesy visit to the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari in his hometown, Daura.
The visit by elders of Yobe State was show appreciation to the former President Muhammadu Buhari for executing development projects in Yobe State in particular and the country as a whole. The delegation led by Senate President Ahmad Lawan acknowledged the commitment of the Buhari administration in infrastructure development, pointing out that Nigerians will continue to remember him for good.
It is a fact that the former president and his administration worked so hard to bring peace, to bring stability, to bring security, to bring infrastructure development to Nigeria. In the Northeast, we have achieved that peace, that security, compared to where we were in 2015.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari thanked the delegation for the visit. He noted with satisfaction the support and cooperation accorded him as President. Chief Executive Officers of Nigeria Customs Service and that of NDLEA fed similar thank you visit to the former president in his country home, Daura, Katsina State. Hussein Suleiman, NTA News.
In other news, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State has emerged chairman of PDP Governors Forum. The election was conducted in Bauchi during a one-day retreat organized for PDP elected officials. Awal Abdullahi reports.
These are PDP stakeholders across the country who converge on Bauchi for a one-day retreat of elected officials. The interface is to discuss the primary objectives of the party through efficient legislation for a successful implementation of policies and programs in line with the party's agenda.
You must please remain resolute. Do not work in isolation from one another. You are a team and should always work as a team in order to achieve meaningful results and also remain connected to your roots, your constituents.
We must realize that our actions and inactions have consequences for the future of this party. I call on us to uphold party discipline, support the party, and also make sure that at all costs you'll be there for the party.
Meanwhile, after extensive deliberation, all the PDP governors unanimously elected Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State as chairman of PDP Governors Forum and Governor of Rivers State Siminalayi Fubara as deputy chairman.
We'll try our best with my colleague, the governor of Rivers, Governor Fabra, to make sure we give this forum the vibrancy and the leadership it requires at the time when synergy, collaboration, and interaction are required.
The meeting centered on the need for unity among minority members of the National Assembly in order to ensure effective legislation. In Bauchi, Awwal Abdullahi, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on NTA. Let's take a break now. The news continues shortly.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Now let's talk entertainment. The expression of ideas and emotions with the creation of certain aesthetic qualities were displayed during painting at the 2023 Nigeria-China Painting Awards ceremony in Abuja. Juliana Nicholas reports that the event was organized by the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria.
Creativity at its peak. It is the 2023 China-Nigeria Painting Competition Awards ceremony jointly organized by the China Cultural Center in Abuja and the Federal Capital Territory Secondary Education Board. The competition, which started with more than 10 entrants of the China Corner Schools in the FCT with 100 pieces of paintings collected, it all comes down to the top 5 finalists in this hall. These works of art on display are products of undergraduate students of FCT secondary schools.
For this competition that you see that is come to forth for awards today, honestly, it is in the followership of a system that has developed for us to stay together, live and to love ourselves. And we'll say, long live Nigeria, long live China.
Over 40 African countries, over 3,000 paintings. Among them, Mr. Prosperous painting win first prize.
The competition is poised to groom and support young Nigerians to harness their potential in creativity.
I'm very excited. I'm happy that we are known all over the world for good things, not for the wrong reason. So I'm very happy. And the captivating thing there is the dream. Everybody has a dream. So the dream they have and the competition, marrying them together, this will make them feel a sense of belonging, that they have something to offer to the society.
With the theme, My Dream, a winner has emerged, but take home for these young creative minds is to translate their passion for economic growth as well as a tool for sustainable development. In Abuja, Juliana Nicholas, NTA News.
To education, the Federal University of Transportation, Dara Katsina State, is expected to commence academic session before the end of 2023. This came to light during an inspection visit by the National Universities Commission and Federal Ministry of Education as part of preparations for the takeoff of the university. Hussein Sulaiman reports.
The establishment of University of Transportation paved way for domestication of railway engineering and general transportation sciences in Nigeria. The visit is to supervise the available structures and facilities on ground.
I'm impressed, I'm happy with the quality of the work, with the facilities that are around. I can confidently say they can take off.
When we bring students to university, most of them will not be from this area, so at least there should be accommodation for them. And what we have seen is quite elating. And for the lecturers, we have what we call maybe transit accommodation for them where they will be for the time being is quite beautiful.
That's why in this committee, we invited them, we include them in the committee, so that by the time that what we call resource education visit, so that when we come for that visit, they are already aware of what is on ground, so that they can advise the university properly on what to be fixed.
The delegation also visited the Emir of the Ros Palace to intimate the royal father of their mission. From Daura in Katsina State, Hussein Suleiman, NTA News.
And more than 70,000 candidates sat for the 2023 National Common Entrance Examination nationwide. Hadiza Godwin-Ebune, who visited some centers in the FCT, reports that the Federal Capital Territory had one of the highest number of enrollment.
So FCT Education Resource Center, Nimat Abrahim, who led the team on the monitoring of the National Common Entrance Examination, said the conduct of the examination at some centers in the city center indicates that the concept of education goes beyond writing and passing examinations. She stressed the need for intellectual formation as it is paramount in children's educational development.
Some of the things we look at for when we go out like this is to ascertain that the question papers are the original question paper from examination body, and also to be sure that there are compliance, there are no compromise by the supervisors, vigilators.
The candidates say they are looking forward to move to the next level and also understand what it means to be in secondary school.
It was good because I studied how to achieve it. The examination is easy because I studied for it. I want to attend FGBC in Garki.
The examination is expected to admit students into the 110 unity colleges spread across the country. Hadiza Godwin-Ebune, NTA News.
Away from education, subsidy removal on petroleum was the last regulated product by the Buhari government before the recent action taken by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the issue. Experts say it is the game-changing decision that will open up the oil and gas sector for more investments, job creation and economic profitability across the value chains. Lydia Sampson reports.
Diesel and kerosene has since been deregulated, with 400 billion naira monthly spent on subsidy. The removal, which experts both within and outside Nigeria had clamored for, is said to be the only panacea for salvaging the sector, and that feasible benefits, like saving the Nigerian economy, will continue to unfold.
The truth of the matter is that we either get rid of the fuel subsidy, or the fuel subsidy gets rid of the Nigerian nation. In 2022, we spent $10 billion subsidizing the ostentatious lifestyle of the upper class of the society.
And NNPC indicated they cannot continue taking the burden because of the financial state of NNPC, especially it's a now limited liability company.
For us, an NNPC will continue to guarantee supply of petroleum motor spirit into the country and other petroleum products. We will continue to support the government in making sure that there is a clement business environment in terms of supply of petroleum products.
The amount of subsidy that we're paying is enormous. So when there is full deregulation, it means we have to free some money for other. Otherwise, the government will not have any money to do any other things.
The pump price of petrol has changed. This is in line with market dynamics, which will now be driven by market forces. Some Nigerians with better understanding are already applauding the availability of products. Some, on the other hand, say it is a welcome development, as petrol prices across the country had never been the same. This is because Nigeria's petrol, which was the cheapest before subsidy removal, is smuggled to neighboring countries.
The leaders should know the best thing. If it's good for us, they should go ahead.
Whatever will be good may not be easy, but let's be patient. All will be well.
Nigerians are activating their resilience mode and devising ways to mitigate excessive spending, not just living with the reality, but many are saying movement will now be calculated.
Because if I should get full tank now, I will have to think before leaving the house.
The problem we have in the oil sector is not from the dealers.
This experience could mean the permanent end of long queues in Nigeria, as well as the unbundling of complexities of petroleum product supply across the value chains. This is more so as the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority will continue to ensure quality control is complied with, make sure the product is available, and give license to prospective importers who meet requirements. With the market now open for everybody that wants to import, monopoly of imports is expected to give way to competitiveness in the sector. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
And the factional National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Abayomi Arambabi, condemns the proposed industrial action by the Nigerian Labour Congress built for Wednesday to protest the removal of fuel subsidy in the country. Briefing newsman in Abuja, Mr. Arambabi said Labour Party is fully in support of subsidy removal, which also formed part of the campaign promises of its presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi.
In fact, our position about the removal of subsidy during our campaign has not changed. We have not reversed that position because it was not our candidate that won the presidential election. Whatever we agreed during our campaign, and as a party that promotes equality and justice in Nigeria, then we can't be found to be appropriating and reprobating at the same time. The same organized labor who stood on that position must not be seen to be working in proper purposes on the same thing that Atiku, Tinubu, and even Obi said they were going to do.
Train has added 2 trips on the corridor, now making it 4 trips daily. A statement by the Nigerian Railway Corporation indicates that the additional trips will commence operations from Sunday 4th June, comprising 2 trips from Abuja and another 2 from Kaduna. However, Wednesdays are exempted from the services as it is usually set aside for maintenance. President Bola Tinubu commiserated with the government and people of the Republic of India over the multiple train crash in the country, which killed over 280 passengers in the Indian city of Balasore. Over 900 others were injured in what was one of the worst rail crashes in recent history. In a statement, President Tinubu describes the train accident as heart-rending while consoling the Indian government and families of the victims. The president says Nigeria stands with India at this difficult time, saying the magnitude of the crash and the high casualty figures call for global support for India to adequately respond to the accident. And Ondo State government has described the rumored death of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu as untrue. Governor Akeredolu is much alive. According to a statement issued by the State Commissioner for Information, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, certain persons are seeking to draw political mileage from the disinformation. The statement notes that the governor has been indisposed but has been attending to state matters and delegating functions when necessary. Members of the public are advised to ignore the rumor. And that's Panorama today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good afternoon.
There's a start and get